not. And this is where this might be somewhat controversial or paradoxical for you, but there are 5 prevailing myths about corporate culture in the business world that have been there for about 30, 40 years, and they get sustained, and they're part of the problem for why the 70% figure remains the 70% figure for 57 years. Number one, one of the biggest myths is culture starts at the top. Okay, so leaders matter in culture a lot, but cultures are not mirrors of leaders' personalities, unless you're in a company of 4 people. But any company of any size beyond, say, 50 to 75 people, the culture is not going to be just a mirror of what the leader is bringing to the table. Leadership matters a lot in culture, but it's not in the way we think. Second myth, one company, one culture. You've been in any company of any size, whether it's in the multifamily space or an industrial or healthcare or an NGO, you know that cultures are far more complex. We might think about one company, one culture, but that's really not the case at all. Usually that's just ideology. Just because you publish your corporate values doesn't make those values resident in the organization. There's a lot more that's required. Third myth, culture is values. As I said earlier, good luck trying to impose your values on people. Values are idealizations. Values mean different things to different people. If you're in a global company or any company that spans more than just one region, you're going to have regional values. It's very, very difficult to change people's values. Don't try. Do it a different way. Fourth myth, culture's attitudes and behavior. Attitudes and behavior relate to culture, but they might be the tip of the iceberg, not the iceberg. They might be reactions to something else that's going on. And when we measure behavior or attitudes, and we call that culture, we might be misreading. We might be interpreting the noise versus we might be seeing the signal, but misinterpreting it as a symptom versus root cause. So there's something more going on. And lastly, the mother of all issues here is that we have been indoctrinated in business schools and in bestsellers since the 1970s that if we get the culture right, business success will follow. But then again, why do so many companies go out of business that have so-called great cultures? The problem with the research in the 70s was a lot of the companies that were profiled went out of business. There is no direct line between great cultures and business success. Should you stop trying to make your companies more humane or more effective or more places where people want to work, where people can bring their best selves? Of course not. Of course you should be doing that. Of course. But don't think that it's just a straight line between culture and business success. All right.